everyone, and welcome to our continued study of Patanjali Yog Sutra. This one is a third session, and we are going to start from the verse number 13. We have done up to the verse 12. So first four verses, we learned what is yoga. So in the first four verses, we saw what is yoga. Then Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. That is how Maharishi Patanjali defines it. So then we studied in the next session the vrittiyas. What are these vrittiyas? Different kinds of vrittis we studied. And that goes from Sutra 5 to 12. So the last sutra, number 12, teaches us how to restrain those vrittis. And that is abhyas vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. Abhyas vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. By abhyas and by vairagya, these two methods, we can control the vrittiyas. So we left it at that point, and now we will start from the sutra number 13. So now Maharishi explains us what is this abhyas and what is vairagya. So abhyas, we all understand, abhyas means an effort. So Sutra 13 reads, Tatra sthito yatno abhyasa. Tatra sthito yatno abhyasa. There are four words. Tatra means in these two that we talked about in 12 words, the abhyas vairagya. Of these two, abhyas is our steadiness in the effort. So tatra sthito means steady. Tatra sthito yatno means in efforts, abhyasa. Our steadiness in our efforts is defined as abhyas. So that is by studying this, we can understand further. Abhyas and vairagya, these are the two methods by which we can prevent the vrittiyas from disturbing us. Vrittiyas means ripples in our mind. So abhyas is steadiness in our efforts. Then it is further defined in the verse number 14 that this abhyasa, it says that is a satu, verse number 14, satu dirgha kale. So that effort should be satu dirgha kale nirantaray. Satu dirgha kale nirantaray satkar sevitam. Satkar sevitam dradbhumi. So there are 7 words in that, and it tells us what quality of effort. So these efforts should be dirgha kale, means long lasting. As long as it is necessary, maybe lifelong. Satu dirgha kale nirantaray. Nirantar means constantly. Nirantar. So antara means a gap. Ni antara is nirantara, means without any gap, without any interruption, for a long time. So dirgha kale nirantaraye. So then satkar sevitam means with love and reverence for the cause. So satkar sevitam, not with a hesitating mind or oh my God, I have to practice it. Not like that. Satu dirgha kale nirantaraye satkar sevitam sevito dradbhumi. And if it is done like this, it will be firm, you will be firmly established in your effort. So the effort has to be long lasting, without interruption, and for the cause of, for the love for the cause, not reluctantly, not hesitatingly. So if that way it is done, then that asset becomes yours. You are firmly established in this effort or abhyas. So now abhyas is a very strong tool in your possession. So the Lord Krishna says the same thing in Bhagavad Gita very nicely, and he defines it and tells what quality of effort. So he says, Tam vidyat dukha sanyogam viyogam yoga sangitam. It comes in the sixth chapter. Tam vidyat. He tells Arjuna, know this. Tam vidyat dukha sanyogam. The association we have made with a dukkha sanyogam, we have made a complex of a dukkha, and as with our experiences, dukkha sanyogam, now get dissociated. Viyogam, yoga sangitam. Our effort to make that association, which complex, which creates us pain. Tam vidyat dukha sanyogam viyogam yoga sangitam. That is called yoga. Sangitam means that is the definition of a yoga. Sanischayena yoktavyo. After firm determination, Sanischayena yoktavyo means you practice. Sanischayena yoktavyo. Yogo nirvina achetasa. With a pleasant mind, without despairing, with a positive attitude, you continue on this path. Tam vidyat dukh sanyogam viyogam yoga sangitam sanischayena yoktavyo means you perform. Yoktavyo. Yogo nirvina chetasa with a pleasant mind, with an enthusiastic mind and attitude, you perform. Same thing here. Patanjali ji says in these words with the 7 words. So that is what we want to do. That is called abhyas. So it has to be long lasting, without interruption, pleasantly, with positive frame of mind, and that will take you to the destination. So abhyas. Second asset, second wheel of a chariot is vairagya. So last time Malaji was asking that, we want to go more in detail of Vairagya. So the Patanjali ji, Maharishi Patanjali ji takes us into depth of what is Vairagya. So that comes in the verse number 15. So that tells us what is Vairagya. Very, very great asset to have. And unless we have that, we cannot move forward. So Vairagya, word Vairagya is made up of 2 things. Raga. V means devoid of. Raga means attachment. Rag literally means color. For every experience, we color it. There are no colors in the nature that, okay, this is a very likable thing and this is a very hateful thing. We label them. So that attachment, so that's a we raga, we means devoid of raga or attachment, means not coloring our experiences or objects that we encounter in life. So if we don't do it, that is called vairagya, vairagya, or dispassion. Passion means raga. Passion creates pain in the trail, guarantee. Anything you are passionate about these sense objects and go after it, sooner or later, it will create you pain. Dispassion or vairagya or tyaga will create you peace of mind. Tyaga santir anantara. It's the tyaga, you get peace of mind right away. Anantara means right away. So with a raga, you get pain and more difficulties as you move forward. We do not understand in the beginning because of the power of Maya, which has packed the things in a very attractive coverings. So that is the concealing power of Maya, and it has projected the things in a things in a enticing way for us. So these knowledge that the worldly things will give me happiness is a false knowledge. Last time we saw what is true knowledge, what is bhranti or false knowledge. So pramana, that is one vritti. Viparya means false knowledge. We saw that. What is not there, we said there is. Are you kidding? No, don't waste my time. Because we are so attached and we have acquired this false knowledge and we are established in false knowledge. So that false knowledge correction is required in the yogic process. So vairagya means developing, seeing the things the way they are, not coloring them. So seeing the true nature of the thing is the right knowledge. Seeing through our glasses of likes, dislikes, and our past experiences is a bhranti or false knowledge or viparya. So vairagya is to dissociate from these false liking and attachment that we have developed for the objects, living and non-living. So that is called vairagya. So this sutra reads drashta. Drashta anusravika. Drashta means seen. Anusravika means heard. Whatever we see, whatever we hear. Drashta anasruvika visaya means objects of senses. Drashta anusruvika visaya vitrushnasya. Vitrushna means devoid of, trishna means thirst or hankering. Devoid of hankering or thirst for the objects that we have encountered and experienced or we have heard about it. So drashta anusruvika visaya, this is the means objects with trushnasya, without hankering or thirst for it. Vasikara means total control on ourselves. Vasikara means I'm in charge. Objects are not in charge. My intellect is in charge. Vasikara, Sangya means that definition is called Vairagya. Drashta, Anusravika, Visaya, with Trishna, Vasikara, mastery, that consciousness, that kind of consciousness, which is a mastery on controlling ourselves for the things seen and heard about, is called Vairagya. We get into trap because of our own experiences and our things that we encountered. At the same time, we get into trouble from this hearing from other people. Example, somebody goes to Switzerland and he says, "Oh my God, that is a beauty. Dr. Chokshi, you must go there in your life, otherwise your life is a waste." I haven't seen Switzerland, but I heard from him. So that creates a vritti in the mind. So that is called drashta. First is drashta, means I experience. And I have not experienced, but I heard somebody's experience. Anusravika. And these are objects of senses. So visaya. To have with Trishna means have no thirst for that. With total control of myself and my mind. Self is mind. Whatever is our mind, we are. So on our mind, vasikara, control, vasikara. That is called vairagya. So this is the real definition of a vairagya, and it's a great asset. So we get into trouble because we develop attachment and raga. So God says, Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat, gnanat dhyanam visishyate, dhyanat karma phalatyaga, tyagat santir anantara. Period. Chapter 12, 12th verse, Bhagavad Gita. So, tyagat santir anantara. Unless you do, Arjuna, you are going to be in trouble. What can I do? So it applies to all of us. So tyagat santir anantara. So we have to learn to give the true value to the objects and not give false value and get attached. So now we are in a mess because we gave false value and we got attached. So God explains how these things happen. He says the objects are not going to pull you on their side. They have no magnetic power. It is you who is giving the authority and power to them. How? Dhyayato Visayana Punasaha. That is the God explains, second chapter. Dhyayato means on meditating on. Here, word by one, we don't have to be afraid of this Sanskrit. No? So, Dhyayato means meditating. Dhyan means meditation. Dhyayato Visayan Punasa. For a person meditating on sense object. Dhyayato Visayan Punasa. What happens? Sangaste supajayate. You develop attachment. If you meditate on a thing and its quality is real or imagined by you, you get into trap. So dhyayato visayana punasa sangaste supajayate. You get attachment. Sangat sanjay te kama. From attachment, you develop a desire to acquire it. So sangat sanjayate kama, kamat krodho abhijayate. And if you don't get it for some reason or somebody obstructs or some circumstance obstruct your desire, you become angry. If we did not meditate in first place, the objects would not have bothered us. But we meditated. And the media and all the assets of the world, they help you to get attached. So it starts from meditating on an object. Example, in a classroom, there are 20 girls and 30 boys. But one boy keeps meditating on a particular girl. It started there. He watches her, movements, he watches everything, not one day, repeatedly for a month, 2 months. From there, and then he's thinking about that girl all the time. So from that dhyan, he develops attachment. And because he has attachment, now he wants to have her as her partner. So if he did not meditate, other boys did not meditate on that particular girl. So that girl did not bother other 30 boys. But this particular boy meditated and he got into trouble. So if we don't meditate on an object, we don't get it. So that is the advice of God first. So don't do it. And if you have already gotten into trouble or we get into trouble, then also he shows the trick. So that is developing dissociation from these sense objects is called vairagya, mastery of doing that. So what so that is dhyato, we say. So if we don't meditate, we won't get it. We meditated, so we got into it. But still we get exposed to these all the goodies of the world, and everybody else is running after that, so we also go after. God says, if that happens, and you are in a surrounded by the sensory objects and into a mess, then also Mercy Patanjali and Lord Krishna both shows the trick. The trick is to develop a pratipaksha bhavana, means opposite emotion. So vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavana, that will come sutra in the second chapter. So vitarka badhane, when you are in a mind and surrounded by these sensory objects, to get out of that, you create pratipaksha bhavana, means opposite emotion. Example, I see a beautiful Mercedes in my parking lot where I'm working. I saw it one time, that was brand new, it's a 500 or whatever. And then repeatedly I said, okay, let me go closer, and I watch it and I watch it, and then I read about it and I see it from all the corners, and I do it repeatedly. So I develop attachment. Because I develop attachment, now I want to have it. Though I can't afford it, but I will push myself. So that attachment created a desire, karma. Now, if I can't get it, or if I lose a job, I will be very angry and frustrated, because that became an obstructive. When these things happen, we are all human beings, and it will happen, knowingly or unknowingly, most of the time knowingly. If I didn't go 10 times there, I have a very good Toyota, so why should I bother with that? But I did that, so I got into trouble. If that happens, God says, Pratipaksa bhavana, create opposite emotion. So you saw goodies of and thought about the qualities of Mercedes. Oh, it's very reliable, it is very luxurious, it is ride is beautiful. Oh my God, look at the color and the decor and the prestige it brings, all those goody things we say. When that happens, God says, create a pratipaks bhavana, means opposite emotion. Now, instead of seeing the positive features of Mercedes, I start seeing the negative features. Pratipaksha bhavana means, oh my God, this car costs, because in my Toyota is 50,000, this costs 100,000, 100 plus. It's very expensive. If I get this car, I have to look for a garage at home and I have to look for a garage at work. Another opposite. It's very expensive to maintain it. If it breaks down, it causes a lot of money to repair it. It is very attractive, so somebody will steal and break into it. This is very expensive, and the insurance will triple than what I'm paying now. And God forbid, if my job is uncertain, if I lose job, then I will be stuck with this car and its installment. These are called pratipaksa bhavana, opposite emotions. If I do it, I will say, let it go. I don't want it. So one positive features meditating said, okay, I want it no matter what. Pratipaksa bhavana created a positive disturbance, positive vrittis in my mind, and says that forget about it. I don't want these headaches. I'm fine as it is. So that is a way to develop a vairagya. So pratipaksa bhavana. So vitarka badhane pratipaksha bhavana. That will be the 33rd sutra in the second chapter we will come across. So that is vairagya. It's a great asset for us. If we have the true knowledge, how to acquire true knowledge first, how to reject false knowledge second thing, and consciousness about the real worth and real value of a thing, and not getting involved. That is repeatedly having that consciousness with us as an asset. That is called vairagya and abhyas. Abhyas, vairagya bhyam, with these two, tat nirodha, you will be able to restrain the vrittis. If you restrain the vritti, you are a peaceful boss. You are happy, you are peaceful, and you are comfortable. So that's sutra. So that's called vairagya. Vairagya, there are two types. One is a simple vairagya or ordinary vairagya. What we talked about is ordinary vairagya. Means we can stay out of trouble, but the seeds for its liking are still there, it's not gone. When with the practice and vairagya we continue, we start getting the glimpses of our own Atman. When you get the glimpses of Atman, then your strength increases and these attractions will drop out on its own. So again, the God's advice. So Visaya Vinivartante. Second chapter is loaded with yogic processes. So Visaya Vinivartante Nirharasya Dehinam. Rasvarjam Rasoapiyasya Param Drastva Nivartate. One who is trying, these objects of senses will go away from you and they will not come in your way. Visaya means objects of senses. Vinivartante means they go away. Vinivartante. Nirharasya dehina means the one who is trying not to get into effect of the devil. But rasvarjam raso api asya param drastva nivartante. But the liking, the thirst for that will only go when param drastva nivartante. When you have the glimpses of Atman, means glimpses of God. Atman is God. God and Atman are same. So visaya vinivartante nirharasya dehinam rasvarjam raso apiyasya param is highest. Param drastva nivartante. Then you are safe. And when that happens, that's called param virag. Means now you have tasted the happiness and joy and of Atman, so these little unatman things, the worldly things, drop. So this teaching is so important. Visaya vinivartante nirarasya deinam rasvarjam rasopiyasya param drastva nivartante. That is from Bhagavad Gita. Here Mercy Patanjali says in the verse number 16, Tata param purusha khatir guna vitrishnayam, that is vairagya. So that is Tata param, means highest. Tata param purusha means Atma. Khatir means on realizing param purusha, your vairagya is now from ordinary to it becomes extraordinary. Param vairagya means the things won't bother you now. Now you are a trained devotee, trained yogi, so that these objects of the world will start losing their grip on you and they will stay like candles in a bright daylight. They will be there. But candles in a bright daylight, they don't, they are useless to you. They don't interfere with you. So that much will be the effect of that. When you realize the Atman, when you realize that by doing these Patanjali Mercy's instructions, we get closer and closer, and we get a great asset which makes us totally free from the attractions of the world, peaceful and blissful, without hankering for anything. Not that you are giving up the things. Vairagya is not packing up your luggage and say to your mother and father and put on yellow, orange, or white clothes and walk out. That is not Vairagya. That is your costume you change. You did not change anything in your mind. If you change everything in the mind the way that is its advice, you can be in a palace and be comfortable and be peaceful and without any hankering. And that is true Vairagya. So God advises that even if you try, these senses are going to go after you. Yatato api konteya purusasya vipaschita indriyani pramathini haranti prasabambana. He warns us that these senses are so powerful that even to a learned man, yatato means even if he is trying, yatato api konte, purusasya vipaschita means a very learned, brilliant man, yogi, vipaschita. Indriyani pramathini haranti prasabambana. Indriyas are so naughty and powerful that it will take away your intellect. Haranti prasabambana. Your intellect will rob. So what do you do? So God advises. So that sanne uparamet. Slowly. Sanne means slowly. Sanne uparamet buddhaya dhruti gruhitva atmasanstham manah krutva na kinchidapi chintayet. Slowly with your intellect. Sanne upramet buddhaya dhruti with firmness dhruti gruhitva atmasanstham manah krutva. Put your mind, take the mind and put it in your soul. Take it to your spirit. Atma Sanstham Manakritva. Nakinchidapi chinte. Don't let it think anything else. And then he says, Yato nisacharati. Wherever it goes from here to Mercedes, to a five-story building, or all attractions of the world. Yato nisacharati means wherever it is roaming. Mana chanchalam asthiram. Tatas tato niyametat. From there you bring it back. Okay, come on, buddy, come back. So nisacharati mana chanchana vastyam tatas tato niyamyetat atmani evam vasamnayet. Take it back to your soul. When you control the mind and its vrittiyas, which are a characteristic of roaming and disturbing you, wherever they are going, you train. That is called abhyasa. And true knowledge, abhyasa, and then you practice. And then you become expert. So that is 16. What is number 17? So once you do this, then your mind is getting trained. From a monkey which was jumping here and there, now we are training a bad, mischievous dog or a monkey, and you are training them to behave properly. And similarly, the mind is getting trained. So when it gets trained and becomes steady at one place, it gives you peace of mind. Means it is not going anywhere. Now you are not disturbed. Your vritiyas are under your control, and you feel absence of agitation and disturbances and ripples in your mind. That is called samadhi. Now he gives the definition of samadhi, and he just gives an idea about it. Samadhi is way away, that he will take us through all the steps. But he tells here about what we are likely to get. No? So like you are going to Kashmir and you see this place, that place, you will have this one, that one experiences. So that is samadhi. So samadhi is that status you get by, so that is verse number 17. Vitarka vichara ananda. Vitark, vichara means thinking. Vitark, vichara means vitark means reasoning. The vitark, vichara means meditating. Vitark, vichara, ananda means bliss. Vitark, vichara, ananda, asmita means I-ness, our I. Anugamat, anugamat means following that with that asset, accompanied by. Accompanied by what? These four assets. Vitarka, vichara, ananda, ananda, asmita. Vitark, vichar, ananda, asmita. These four stages we have to go through, and when our efforts are accompanied and concentrated efforts passing through these four stages, mind gets trained to get into samadhi, means without thought disturbances. So vitarka, vichara, that brings ananda or bliss. The last thing remains is I feeling or as ahankara. These four you work step by step and you get into a peaceful state of mind called samadhi, that is called sampragnat samadhi. Now there will be many terms coming and sometimes it can be very confusing. So, but we want to understand properly. Sampragnat samadhi, sampragnat, the one status attained by our intellect. Pragna means intellect. Sampragnat, using our intellect, we reach at a stage. Now we know that vrittiyas are my enemies, and you are controlling them one by one. You will pass through these four different experiences. First, you need a steady object to meditate on. So that is at vitark stage, you need a gross object to meditate. It may be a lamp that you meditate on, or an image of a god you meditate on, and you, with positive effort, you think only of one object steadily. So that is called dharana. Then you get into dhyan, and then samadhi. So these are the three steps: dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So Ashtanga Yoga, when we will learn in the second chapter, there are 8 steps. So that's why it's called Ashtanga Yoga. And that is yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So here he just takes us through this samadhi and gives us some idea about it. So when we use our reasoning power, our meditating power, our contemplation, you get into a stage which is full of bliss because you are deleting all these disturbances. But still, after the bliss, you cross, and then the I sense will be there. So these four are different stages of samadhi. And this samadhi, which is attained by the assets of our prajna or intellect, it is called saprajna samadhi. So that is some prajna samadhi is attained by positive effort, going step by step. Once you have attained to high stage, then you will get from some prajna samadhi to samadhi, which is asampragnat samadhi, where you don't have to make effort, but that happens with the grace of God. You prepared your mind, you prepared everything. It's like I prepared everything. I brought the lamp, I brought the oil to put in the lamp, I brought the lighter. Now final lighting will be done by God. So asampragnat samadhi and sampragnat samadhi. So sampragnat samadhi is attained by the step-by-step sincere efforts. So that is That is Vitarka Vichar Ananda Smita, Vitarka Vichar Ananda Smita Anugamat, accompanied by this four. That is Sampragnat Samadhi. And after you made this much of effort, then then it will come a landing place for Viram. Viram Pratyaya Abhyas Purva, because of your so much of effort that you made, and this is going to be for days and long lasting efforts. You have prepared yourself that all disturbances of the mind will disappear except our residual effect of past sanskaras. That is asampragnat samadhi. The next one is, so what essentially we are doing, we are with our true internal assets, we are defuncting the prakriti, taking the help of our intellect, mind, meditating in a right way, we are nullifying the effect of prakriti and reach to Purusha, that is Atman. God has explained this in the beginning, that this whole creation is made up of 9 things. So we have done this many times, but still I will repeat this. So Lord explains, Bhumi Rapo Analo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankar iti yamme bhinna prakrutir astada. He explains to Arjuna that you must know these, Arjuna, for sure. You are made up of 5 Panchmabhuta. Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, Kham. So these 5 Panchmabhuta. Mano, Buddhir, Evach. Man, Buddhi, and Ahankar. Ahankar iti yam me bhinna prakrutir astada. These eightfold prakriti is my creation. But this is my ordinary power, apara. Aparayam itatu anyam prakrutim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho ayaidam dharete jagat. Finished. These are eightfold lower power of mind and higher power of mind. So para prakriti. Apara yam itatu anyam prakrutim vidhi me param. Jiva Bhuta, that Atman I am sitting in you, Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho, Ea idam dharete jagat. And by these 9 things I run the show. So, out of these, only real thing is Atman. Everything else is Anatman. So, this body is Anatman. My mind is Anatman. It is a subtle component. Intellect is part of Prakriti, and ego feeling or I feeling, that is also part of Prakriti. So this Prakriti we are trying to cross deliberately with our efforts to reach to Atman. So Prakriti we are dissolving by yogic process, and you are getting to know the Atman. So that process is called meditation and Ashtanga Yoga. This 8 steps process by which you go all the way to Samadhi. Here, step by step, you go on that. So that is it. So when you do this, you suspend your mind, you defunct your mind. That is called Prakriti Laya. Mano Laya means you are suspending your mind. Even simple step of doing pranayama means our breath is connected to our mind. The serious practice of pranayama quietens our mind. That's why they say pranayama. So pranayama is one of the steps. But that is temporary. As soon as you stop pranayama and go in the market, again you are in trouble. Because it was a mind was suspended, it was not destroyed. So that's called manolaya. What we want is manonasa. We want to destroy mind, defunct mind. So, so when by understanding, you, not that you will become stupid, but the activities and agitations and negative tendencies will die down. So that is manonasa, and one is manolaya. So we want to go up to the stage of manonasa, and that Maharshi Patanjali and as well as Ramana Maharshi ji teaches us so beautifully that he spent whole his life, 54 years, on meditating, who am I, who am I am not this BMI, I am not this body, mind, intellect complex. So if I'm not, why should I be attached and getting misdirected by my mind? So that's why you study your mind and control your mind. One who has controlled the mind, he's a free and he's a boss. So manasam tu kim margane krute neva manasam marge arjavat. That's what he says in Updesa. So manasam tu kim, what is mind? Manasam tu kim margane krute, on this path you will come to conclusion. Neva manasam, there is nothing like mind. Neva manasam marga arjavad. This is a straightforward path. Thinking what is mind, and you will come to conclusion that there is nothing like mind. It was all the tricks of the mind that were disturbing me. What is the tricks of the mind? Here we call it vrittiya. We learned about vrittiya. So those vrittiyas we want to destroy. And you get a mastery over destroying it. It becomes your second nature, and then you start feeling the peace, and then you get addicted to peace, and then you progress faster. So the assets that help us, the Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi. There is a, when you use these four assets, Shraddha means you have to have a faith in the scriptures, faith in the word of the God, faith in yourself. So Shraddha, Virya means your determination, your positive attitude. Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, all your past experiences where you got into mass, remembering that and avoiding that. That is Smriti. So Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi. So that Pragna Purvak, Itaresham. Pragna Purvak means with right intellect. Pragna. Pragna is a very high quality intellect. Pragna. So it's a Pragna Purvak, Itaresham. So that is another way or the asset that we have. So that is verse number 20. Our progress depends upon this Tivra Samveganam, the one who is endowed or one who has this intense power by acquired by practice. That is Tivra Samveganam Asana, means to a man who has these assets and uses it intensely, the samadhi or the peace of mind and bliss is next door. Asana means immediately available. So, so it depends upon what effort we make. So if our effort is very intense, we will move faster. Now the steps we know what we ought to do, and we will know that more in detail as we go in the Astang Yoga. So here these words number 22nd says Mrudu Madhyam Adi Matratvat Tato Api Vises. What will differentiate? The one one seeker from other one, how intense and how consistent effort we are able to make. So mrudu means mild effort, madhyam means ordinary, and adimatratvat means intense effort. It's like there are 40 students in a class, and the one who works very hard, very intensely, and who is very punctual and works 18 hours a day, he is going to be the winner. So mrudu, madhyam, adimatratvat, tatopi vishesha. And the great masters, those who became yogi, they use their power to their highest capacity. Example, Bhagavan Ram Krishna Paramahansa, his beloved devotee, as a student, as Vivekanandji, or as these Raman Maharshi, all these great yogis, they put their efforts very intensely. Sant Kabir, Mirabai, all these people, they made in effort, nothing else but this, nothing else but this. And then they get the highest and fastest way. Now, Mercy Ji explains the last verse, that is for today, that is, besides these 8 steps and besides that the things that we discussed, there is another way also to attain to that peak. It is called Iswar Pranidhanat Va. But there's these many words only. Ishwar Pranidhanat Va means or you can be totally devoted to God and surrendered to God. That is the fast way of getting to the Samadhi. Ishwar Pranidhanat Va means total surrender to God. It's like Narsi Mehta, Mirabai. They totally surrendered. They did not go through these difficult processes and other things. But their devotion to God, bhakti, was so intense that they get into samadhi, or highest peak they achieve. So that is the another path. It is for attaining that. So this is a that's what happens. Arjuna asked Lord Krishna at the end that, Lord, I asked you so many questions and you gave answer to all my queries to my heart's satisfaction. Now you tell me something which I have not asked. So God tells tells him at the end, Arjuna, whatever I told you, taught you, this Gnan, Vairagya, all these things, forget about it. And Sarva Dharman Paritajya means all your activities in the world for Sarva Dharman Paritajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Mam Ekam, to my me you come. Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasmi Mahasucha. I will liberate you. Only thing you have to do is to totally surrender to me, and then I will do everything for you. You don't have to take different steps. So this is the, so that also God says one place, Ananya Nistintayanto Mam. So Ananya Cheta Satatam Yomam Smrati Nityasa Tasya Aham Sulabha Partha Nitya Tasya Yogina. So if you have these 4 things, Ananya Cheta Satatam, nothing else, nobody else. Cheta means consciousness. Ananya Cheta Satatam means always. Yo mam smarati nitya, so who remembers me all the time. Nitya means every. Smarti. Tasya, to them. Aham, I. Sulabha, I'm very easy. Sulabha Partha. Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. 5 places he tells, demanding that nothing else, nobody else, always, if your consciousness in me, for them I'm very easy to get. So that is a fast way, a shortcut to samadhi. So we did from 13 to 23 verses, and some verses will go fast, some we will spend a lot of time, and step by step this process, if we Concentrate and remember, and again meditate on this. So then the result is phenomenal. So if you have any question, you can ask. Beauty of Patanjali Yog Sutra is that it is very scientific. He is called a spiritual scientist. Very scientific, very methodical. We all have experience. We all understand our mistakes and our strength, and that's why it is easy, comparative. So if you have a question, you can ask, and please ask. So Mayaji, Malaji, I hope you got the answer for Vairagya.
Yes, a little by little. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. This helps. It's step by step. Um, this was a very intense class, less lecture, according to me. This session was intense. It was. I didn't think it was simple. I think it is very heavy duty. So much to absorb, so
Yeah.
much to learn, so much to grasp. I thought it was packed with a lot of information. I had a question when you were talking about the four stages, the Vitark, Vichar, Anand, and then Asmita. Anand, like, I didn't understand that part. I understood that we have to contemplate and meditate upon the thought, but and then maybe let the I go. But what happened? What is the Anand part of that? I didn't get that.
So as we progress in the path, then we get in a stage which is a very blissful stage. So your thoughts are deleted. Vitarka means there's a vichara means thinking, meditation, contemplating. That takes you to a blissful state. That's called ananda. But some seekers will stop at that stage. Oh yeah, God, this is very good experience, and they think that they got samadhi. So that is not the end. And then our I, who felt ananda, I felt ananda. So that I also will melt down, because that I was a false entity. We created it. Real I is Atman. It is still there. So we are deleting the small I. So that is Asmita. When you have means man minus ego means God. Man minus desire means God. Ratlo. Swami say Ratlo. Man minus desire is God. Man minus ego. I say, I am Atul Chokshi, I want this, nothing else. I am the smart guy. I did it. I made these things. So that is all. When that goes away, you are godly. You are godly, literally. Vivekananda says selfishness is ungodly, and selflessness is godly. So if you want to become selfish, be selfish that I want peace of mind, nothing else. So that is my selfish desire. But no selfish, egocentric, sensory desires. That is known. And if you don't have that, then positive desires, God will fill up the mind with godly desires. You will, that is for real.
Okay. So the sorry, but the other thought was that the desire for objects and the pleasure that you get from objects, that we are trying to get away from slowly. That I can understand. But is this also incorrect? Suppose you get, say you're looking at this moon, like the Sharad Purnima moon, and you feel that I want to go out and look at it again because I like it a lot. So is that desire, or you're looking at the sunset and you're like awed by it and you're like, oh my God, I wish I can see this every day? Or is that also considered like these are all sensory still, or those are okay and the object desires are like the ones we should get away from, or everything?
Yeah, I got you. So that is, there is no selfishness involved in this. No, you want to enjoy you go on the beach and enjoy the ocean and enjoy the beauty of God and see the God in that. Look, oh, Master, you made such an ocean, gigantic ocean, and I'm very happy and I love beach. Nothing wrong with it. So because there is no selfishness involved, in this. So that is a natural. God says, I have made for you. are made for you to enjoy. So it is not that he wants you to be a dry, barren person. So that is fine. But only selfish, egocentric desire, only for me. I want all these things for me. That is no. So, but otherwise, no. Yes, this enjoy. Mind cannot be without desire. Mind's job and characteristic is to sankalp vikalp, to create desire, and mind lives in desire. As long as we are alive, it will desire. So desire, you are shifting here as the quality of desires. Because that now my desire is to be peaceful and blissful. That's it, period. So I'm very selfish guy. So where is the problem? But does it hurt anybody else? No, it doesn't. If I'm very peaceful, the peace will go in the neighborhood. I'll be very useful, joyful, likable person. Nothing wrong. But if I'm an arrogant, egocentric master, that no, I want this and I deprive other people of that and I only me, that is egocentric desire. So we cannot live without desire, first of all. It is a function of the mind, and but we can replace them and convert selfish desires to selfless, joyful desires.
You talked about multiple levels of efforts. Um, my question is effort purely a function of free will or is it predetermined? And if it is a function of free will, what would it what would it take for teachers like you, people with lots of wisdom, to enable people to make effort and
Yes.
greater effort?
So the God has gifted us with a free will. He created beautiful world with a lot of objects and attraction, good and bad, and gave us a total command. Do, Dr. Chokshi, whatever you want. From tomorrow, you want to go to Atlantic City and play cards? Be my guest. You are free to do it. So that free will, when it is directed towards the divinity or towards my soul, that is called bhakti. Because you have a true knowledge that I will get blissful and peaceful by this method. I'm not going to get peaceful and blissful by going to Atlantic City every day. I know that. That is my true knowledge. So false knowledge is that, no, let me drink and go there and have a nice weekend. That is viparya. That is a false knowledge. Because you know that you will get bruised. There is nothing there. It is Bhranti. So you don't want to follow false knowledge, you want to follow true knowledge, and you want to use your willpower or free will to proceed on the right path. Nobody in their right mind will use the free will to get into a ditch. So when the free will is used it for a higher cause, it is very very satisfying, very attracting, very full of wisdom, and will bring peace and bliss and progress to the individual. So once a person knows that, he's likely to follow on that path. Some people deliberately want to say, no, 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 I want immediate. This thing will take time. No, I want immediate. So he wants to open a bottle and watch Netflix. So be so. And then God says, whatever choice you make, be ready, you will pay or you will reap. Whatever you sow, you will reap that fruits. So if you do the right thing, you will have a right result. The wrong thing, you will have a wrong result. You have free will. I don't care whatever you do. But I want you to do this. That's why the scriptures. So you remember that Praman knowledge comes from your direct experience. Second is from scriptures and the words of the great yogis, agama, that is praman, anuman, agama. These are the three methods of getting the true knowledge. Last lecture, no. So so keep reading this one or listen it now. Now Ashokji makes it very possible for us to turn it on and listen.
So if you're always like the always practice continuously all the time, like everywhere all the time, if you're always in practice and being with God or being with the divine, no matter what you do, right? Even if you're watching the moon and you want to go and see it again, it's like you're enjoying it, but you're seeing God in it. So so the thing is that always be in the state of God consciousness, I suppose. That's one. And the second takeaway for me also is that, Dr. Chokshi said, it is you who give power to objects
Yeah.
or experiences. I think this is it. It seems very small, but it is really big, right? The same thing
Yes.
you might like today, but after 2 hours you may not like it because of circumstances have changed. So it's like we are projecting the attachment or attraction to on that object, right? That object inherently doesn't necessarily have any properties.
That's right. A piece of pizza has no attracting power to draw towards it. But your prior experience decided that I love pizza, and you put that memory in your chitta. Means it is now stuck that pizza is very delicious. I love it. You labeled it. Your friend does hates pizza. He says, no, no, no. You pick up pizza. I would rather go for falafel because she put her mind in falafel. So neither pizza nor falafel had a power to draw you. You created that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
and
something for us to keep in mind all the time, no?
yeah,
Yeah.
and these things keep shifting also. One time you like these, and when you're children, you like the riding a bicycle and doing the little things so much that you were crazy about it. 5 years later, you could care less. You don't care about bike. You want a four-wheeler and six-wheeler, and then you just need money, and because your consciousness is shifting from one likable thing to another one. So liking is also not steady.
Yeah.
I think I want to inject one thing here, that the reason it's changing is because of your three gunas,
Yeah. So,
right? Because those gunas as a constituent of nature plays a role where you become attached to it something, and like if you are sattvic, you won't get attached, but you are rajasic, you will get attached to.
right. So this thing is a product of knowledge.
Hmm.
This knowledge brings vivek, means with ability to separate what is right and wrong, what is atman and anatman. And once you know that this is anatman, and wisdom to separate these and reject the anatman things. So these all are interconnected. So like I became a cardiologist by gathering little information for 30 years. It didn't happen overnight. So it's the same way, this piece of information makes you richer and richer from within.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. It's really nice. I think I agree with Malaji that there was a lot of material in this talk,
Right?
which we had split into two talks. It was really nice. But I think the time is running out. So we'll thank you so much again, Dr. Chokshi. We'll end our session by reciting our shloka. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnmadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti